Evening, gang, and welcome to another little Sunday chat show. It's Sunday, the 23rd of November, 2025. Just those of you, I know there'll be some eagle eyes out there. Eagle eyes. Mrs. Magoo, I wonder if she's here tonight. Yes, there's some eagle eyes out there that may have spotted our countdown clock was digital this evening. Digital, boys and girls. Digital countdown clock. Now, why is that? Why was that? The other one's not working, basically. I don't know why. In fact, the place that I use to get all the clocks, depending on what show, there's like different clocks for each show, as you know. None of them are working, so something's gone wrong there. So we have an alternative clock. I do hope that doesn't spoil your enjoyment of the show tonight, boys and girls. And there's probably one or two people there that would probably like to just see the clock going around with no music and not me rabbiting away over the top. There probably is, you know. Oh, it's so much better when you're not talking. You know, those sort of people. But here we are. So sorry about that. No clock. Did you see? It was like, what time did we switch on today? About 5:45, something like that. And it was a little bit of a rush trying to find an alternative that works. But there we are. That's done now. What a funny day for the weather. I'm glad to say it's warmed up slightly. It's not like freezing cold as it was last week. Indeed, most of the time while I was up at the the luxury Waterside Media Centre, most of the time that I was up there, it was absolutely freezing cold. But like I said, I've worked out how to do the heating there now in the caravan. I've got two of those air conditioning things, one in the living room, which is quite big, and one in the bedroom, which kind of serves the bedroom, bathroom and little studio, because there's only me in there, and you just leave the doors open and that's fine. Don't turn it off. You know, I turn it on about 2.5, 3 hours before I get to the caravan, and it stays on if it's like anywhere below sort of 4 or 5 degrees. It just stays on the entire time that I'm there. Even if I go out, if I come back again, it's already on, because the trouble is, it's a bit like a car heater. You know, when you're out in the car, right, and you're like, oh, it's a bit hot now. You don't turn it down, do you? You open the windows and turn it off. And then within 2 minutes, you're turning the damn thing on again, up to full whack. It's a bit like that. As soon as you turn it off, it cools right down. But unlike a car, being a large area, it takes forever to get it to heat back up again. So I worked that one out eventually. But today, funny day today, really. I was playing organ this morning at the church, and I intended to go on my bicycle as usual, and I got up, and the time I now get up on a Sunday, pitch black. 6:45 in the morning, pitch black out there, and it was, what's the weather like? And I opened the front door, and it's pouring down with rain. So I got the car out this morning. So went to church, and when I came out I got there about 7:45. I was early today. Actually, got there about 7:45 this morning. And I left there. I went back outside the church at about midday, by which time the sun was out, and it was really pleasant walking around in Bracknell town centre. Really nice walking around. And my mate came down, and I met him for Marks and Spencer's lunch, which is chili beans on jacket for me, and some of that, what's that green stuff, you know, smashed up green avocado on there, and a bag of cheese and onion crisps as well. Oh, and from the Marks and Spencer shop, 2 gingerbread robins. Very nice indeed. I wasn't greedy. Well, not really. I bought 2. I was doing my shopping. Once again, I forgot my bags, and in Marks and Spencer's, great idea, they don't have any plastic bags. They only have paper carrier bags. Great idea. Well, they're still 40p, which I don't quite understand. It's the same price as the plastic ones everywhere else. Anyway, so we're walking along. I said, oh, well, I bought you something. And so I opened mine. Now, I knew what I was going to do. I opened mine and started eating it while he was looking in Swarovski crystals. Does that sound right? Swarovski crystals. Oh, he likes all that old crap, my mate. You know, £200 for this little thing what sits on a shelf. What does it do? It just It just sits there. You know, it doesn't do anything. He was looking at a minion. You know, a minion, because he's got a big yellow minion tattoo on his arm. Arms covered in tattoos. Usually, it's hard people that have got that sort of thing. He's not in any way, shape, or form hard. I've got to tell you that. Okay? He's got all these tattoos everywhere. One is a minion, so he was looking at that one. And, yeah, I've got one here, actually. One of these, look. But, I mean, yeah, look. Now, my nephew, Gary, and his wife got me this last Christmas. It's nice, isn't it? Let's put this here. And he was looking at one of those. Can I get any closer? It's a bit far away there. Does that work? No, not really, does it? Oh, no. Oh, no, it don't work, does it? No. So, they bought me this. Anyway, he was looking at one that was much smaller than that. It was something like 180 quid or something like that. Do you like it? Well, yeah. I said, I wouldn't buy it. Why not? I went, what do you do with it? Just goes on a bit like jewellery, you know. I don't have any jewellery. I have nothing of value, really. Not really. Doesn't interest me. A piece of jewellery. Oh, that's a nice one. I've got this, found it. What for? What does it do? Doesn't do anything. Just hangs there or sits there. And anyway, he was looking at those today. Didn't buy any. I think the bloke got fed up with him in the end. I wouldn't want to serve him in a shop. Or can I? He looks at all this stuff and then don't buy anything. Anyway, so while we were in there, put my hand in my pocket and I got this thing out. And he said, well, you can't eat that in here. Oh, can I? No. Okay. Well, I got you one. Oh, did you? It's not got ginger in it, is it? Yes. It's a gingerbread robin. They didn't have any gingerbread men. And they are gingerbread men, incidentally, gang. Just remember, not gingerbread people. They're gingerbread men. That's how it is, okay? Sorry if you don't like it. Don't buy one. They're gingerbread men. They were never gingerbread people. You know what I mean? So I said, well, yeah, it's got ginger in it. Oh, I don't really like that. Oh, what a shame. So then I had the other one as well. Thank you very much. Happy days. Happy days. And I walked around the other shops munching away on this thing. Then we went into another shop. He keeps buying Christmas decorations. Endless Christmas decorations. When he sets up his Christmas decorations, I'll take the outdoor camera, otherwise known as the cheap iPhone 13, with beautiful biscuit cut. Is it like an burnt orange colour, which most people seem to dislike on that? Available for about $4.99 off Amazon. Yeah? I'll take the camera and I will video his lights for you. Actually, talking of making videos and that, I've got a few outings coming up. This weekend, or next weekend rather, I'm going to Euro Disney with my other nephew, my younger nephew Jimmy, and his family. Charlotte, that's his wife of just over a year now. He's got a little boy, Frank, who's 4, and baby Ernie, who's just a few months old. And we all traipsing on the Eurostar to Disney. So thoroughly looking forward to that. And we go, I think, on... So first of all, I go to the Premier Inn in King's Cross so that we're in position. I always do that first on Saturday night. And then Sunday we get, I think it's the 10:30 train from King's Cross. But of course, you can't go direct to Disney anymore on the train. They withdrew that service. So what you have to do now is go to Paris du Nord, I think it's called, which is like the main station in Paris. You go there, and then from there you can either get a couple of trains, or I think there's a bus or two, or an Uber cab. And Jimmy wants to get an Uber cab, which is approximately somewhere about 80 or 90 quid. That would be for all of us, of course. Okay, for the hour journey from there straight to Disney. Like I say, you can do it on a train, a lot cheaper. But when, of course, you add up the amount of people who need tickets, it's not much less than just getting a big Uber. So that's what we'll do. Myself and my nephew are very used to getting Ubers, like when we were in Florida and places like that. So, and that'll be all right. So that's next week. We're doing that next week. So no show next Sunday. All right. Then I've got some lights at Kew Garden. on the 10th of December. Very busy. Very, very busy. Busy. Look, busy. Some Kew Gardens lights on Wednesday the 10th. Staying at a nice hotel in London, Claridge's, halfway through December. Then I got the Nutcracker on the 18th of December, which is ballet in London. I go every year to that. I love it. And then I got Christmas carols at Royal Albert Hall on the 22nd, and then up to see some lights at Lincoln Castle on the 23rd. So really busy time coming up, and all those things. I'll take the mobile camera out and let you know how it is. All right, my darlings. Now, if you'd like to contact the show today, you want to send me a message. 2 ways to do that, boys and girls. Either send a text in. The text is at the top of the screen there. And my text number is 07451 287 337. That only works if you're in the UK, all right? If you have a non-UK phone number, it won't work, all right? So either send us a text, 07451 287 337. Phone number right up there. Top, what's that, left to you? Is that top left or right to you? I think it's left. Top left-hand corner. Or if you can't do that, send us an email there, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. There is a chat box going on, but what happens there is it tends to fill up with people talking to each other, and it's really difficult to find the messages for me among all the general chit-chat there. Okay, so use one of those methods to send us a message in, and I see some of you have done already. And the first message of the evening comes from the lovely Mark Bowles. Good evening, Mark. How are you today? Will you be requiring a little gift from Disney in Paris, I wonder? And if so, what would you like, my love? I feel the need to buy you something, and you'll have to tell me how to get it to you, because I won't know how to get it. Oh, perhaps I could personally deliver it to you, late one night, if you like. About 11 o'clock one night, Mark. Of course, a little bit late for me to get home at that time of night, Mark. So, I mean, just let me know where I could stay. I don't mind staying in a Premier Inn sort of near you down in Somerset in the Television Southwest area. Or maybe you have another idea of somewhere where I could stay. That would be delightful, Mark. Thank you very much. Evening to the lovely Patricia and Manchester. Evening to you. Shania's there on the Isle of Wight. Evening, Shania. So we have today Shania and Angela. Very, very busy people. Busy. We like to be busy. Look, busy. January filling up now. I've got a date in March. We got stuff in January. What's the thing in March? Oh, there we are. Mark Bowles' birthday on Wednesday the 25th, which I will now be keeping that free, Mark. Okay? Just tell me where to be and I will be there. Don't worry, if you're in one of those straight places with all your straight mates doing a dart, I mean, what is it with blokes and darts and pool and football girls? What is it? Such boring things, aren't they? Why would you want to do something like that when you can be sitting on the settee with me, cuddling up to the latest episode of Casualty? And where's that gone? Where's Casualty? Where has Casualty gone? It's disappeared. It's not the same since Charlie left anyway, is it? I miss Charlie. I miss Colin Thompson. That was his name, wasn't it? Anyway, so, hello to Shania and Angela. Oh, by the way, Shania and Angela, or Shania, your letter went in, was received and everything. Thank you very much for that. Obviously, I don't see it, so I don't know. Probably terrible things you put on there, Shania. But we've now moved another step forward in another form. So I can't tell you what this is, boys and girls. It's a bit private. But I've now filled out another form, and the lady who deals with that was there this morning. She's looked over it, driving licence, passport, and that's all well and good. So I think the next thing is training or something. That's not till January. So that's where I am with that, Shania. All right. Good evening to Dean. All these people, incidentally, have sent in texts, okay? Don't forget that text number, top left-hand side of the screen, sweethearts. Dean says, good evening. All is well here, Dean. The lovely Zoe is there. She comes along for our little radio show every morning. Evening, Zoe, who says, good evening, Chris. Been looking forward to your show all day. Oh, are you ready, boys? He goes, I must put the concerned voice now. Been stuck at home poorly this weekend with a cold. Oh, Zoe. I think nothing serious. How are you? I'm sorry, Zoe. Are you sitting there alone, or is there someone with you? I'm not sure there's anyone. Come, darling. Come. Oh, a little squeeze. Obviously, I won't be able to squeeze you as hard as I would with Mark. Okay, but it's like a friendly squeeze. Nothing else. I'm sorry. Nothing else. Sorry. Honestly, nothing else. Come here. Come. Oh, is that better? Do you like a tight squeeze? I like a tight squeeze, don't you? I like a tight squeeze. There you go, Zoe. I hope that made you feel a little bit better, love. I'm sorry you're not well, darling. Big G's there. Evening, Big J. At the present, he's fitting some window insulation for the winter months, as my flat is old and only has single-pane glass. Fingers crossed it works, as it was really freezing last week. Please don't tell me you're going around the house with a roll of cling film and some sellotape. Very difficult to do that. I tried it myself once. What happens if you manage to do it? What happens, depending on the air pressure, it starts like pumping out a bit like a balloon, and then goes back again depending on the air pressure. And then, it's a night. That cling film sticks to everything. Except only sticks to itself, doesn't it? Please don't tell me you're doing that with a piece of plastic up against the window. Do you own your house or are you renting it? I assume you're renting it. Are you? Thick curtains, that's another good thing. The only thing is, of course, the drafts can come down the curtains or, around it. That's the only thing. Thick curtains. You're not doing the cling film thing, are you? I remember trying to do that once. I can't remember where it was, though. Might have been at my mum's house. It's got the cling film. Yeah, can you hold it? No, it's stuck to the tape. Because, of course, once you get the cling film stuck to the tape, that's it. Roll it up, throw it away, get another bit, try again. You'll be there all night, love. Don't start doing it. Are you doing this now while I'm doing my show? How blooming rude. If you were sitting there in a theatre watching Shirley Bassey, she wouldn't allow you to start cling filming the windows of the Royal Albert Hall, would she, dear? God's sake, man. Honestly. He's got a hairdryer. I think you have to use a hairdryer as well, but I can't remember why. Poor Gary. Evening to lovely Maureen. She's had a bit of a chest this week, haven't you, love? Actually, Maureen, here's the thing. I rang DJ Chris last night. He's not well either, and he said he had a bad chest. So I don't know if you've got the same thing, my love. Must have been using dirty microphones. Not mine. Very clean microphones. Very clean. Thank you very much. Yes, Mark. Now, what would you like, love? Is there anything you like? Hello to Rita. Is it Rita? Is it Rita with the blue hair? Is it Rita with the blue hair? Is it? She's got to be a Rita with the blue hair. Hello, Rita. You're wondering who Rita is with the blue hair. Except at the moment, it's pink. I saw you sitting down there, not quite singing very loud this morning, Rita. Yes. Rita says, "Hi, Chris, you're a dark horse. Didn't know you liked Disney. I love it. Oh, yeah, look. Look what I got in California, Rita. It's still got its label on. Someone said, don't cut the label off because it makes it worth more. Not that I'd ever sell it, Maybe when I'm gone. When I'm gone, the next person to... Oh, hang on, it's got black bits. What's these black bits on it? Little black bits on there, look. Where have they come from? Don't know, there's my Disney. That's my Disney 70 years old. 70 Disneyland thing, that is. I'm really pleased with this one. I did have another Phantasmic one, with a tall hat. But my nephew, Jimmy, that's who I'm taking... who I'm going with to... Disney in Paris next week, him and his family. He saw it and he said, "Where did you get that from?" from Disney. We were looking everywhere for one of those. Couldn't find one so I gave it to him. But that's my Disney stuff. Would you like me to replace the Claridge's Bear with this one? Would you like that? As it's more colourful. Yeah, look. There you go. I'm not sure that there you go. There we are. We'll sit that there. And also, Rita, don't know if you can see, Rita, a Cogsworth clock. Look at this. That comes from California as well. There we are. Absolutely love Disney. I love it. I love the music and the little characters. And, you know, if you get the chance to go to a Disney anywhere in the world, right, try and find some children to go with you because you see it through their eyes. It's a completely different thing. It really is. I went on my own a few times to Florida some years ago now. But the best trip I ever had there was with my nephew Jimmy, who was 17 going on. That was his 18th birthday. But I took him to Florida, to the Disney. It was only me and him. And that was the best one because it was a young person's eyes. And you just see it differently. Even better than that, if you can get toddlers, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the look of wonderment in their eyes when you see this bloke dressed up as Pluto or someone like that, you know what I mean? It's just lovely. I do love it very much, Rita. She says, I'm going there next month, but going to London, Lille, then French train straight to Disney. No mess about going through Paris. Rita, I wish I'd known that, Rita. We didn't really know that. We kind of thought to ourselves, well, it's either the Paris to Nord one, and then another train to there. But it's not. It's 2 trains, isn't it? 2 trains. We didn't know you could go to Lille and then one more train to Disney. Didn't know that. But maybe next time, if the man above allows us to have another time at Paris Disney. So we'll probably get the Uber cab and do it this. I didn't know you did it like that. Anyway, good evening, Rita. I think that's you, Rita. If it's not that Rita, let me know it's another one. Zoe now feels better that I gave her a hug. There you go, Zoe. A hug cures a lot of things, I swear. I really do. Good evening to Jet from Canterbury. We didn't get to his last message last week, so we're here today. Thank you, Jet. Did you know that blob of toothpaste left on your toothbrush is called a nurdle? I don't have any blobs of toothpaste left on my toothbrush by the time I finish. I make so much mess brushing my teeth. Seriously. Yeah. First of all, I go along like that. I haven't got an electric toothbrush anymore. My dentist told me I was brushing away my gums, literally, because of and he said it's the electric toothbrush. He said you don't need that power. He said go back to use the normal one. So I do. So first of all, I have it up like that. Try and get under the gums to remove any bacteria. Release the bacteria. And then the bottom ones like that. And then to the inside. And sometimes I'm too rough, right? And I slip. Anyone do that? And you go, oh! And then blood gashes out of my mouth, boys. You go, gashes out. It's like a baby with their projectile vomit, except it's blood coming out of my mouth. All up the walls. Looks like a murder scene in my bathroom sometimes. Good job I've got red tiles. Yeah, red tile. Maroon, actually. What do you mean that's really old-fashioned? Listen, I don't do fashion, okay? My house, I had an estate agent round here about 4 years ago. I was going to move, but I chose not to in the end. And he said, can I be honest with you? Yeah, of course you can. Well, it does need a lot of update. Yeah, I know. Doesn't bother me. I want a warm house. I can't say tidy. It's not... Rita, do you do house tidying? I know. Rita, are you still there, love? You could come with me after you volunteered at the doctor's. Do you do tidying? No, not for nothing, no. I'll give £2.50 an hour. How's that sound? Plus another 50 pence in a collection plate. When Nigel's doing a collection. You know Nigel? He does the collection. He was in there in his football kit today. Yes, no, I didn't know that was called a nurdle. There's never any toothpaste left on mine. You go, ugh. And then I go, so I do the inside like that, and then I do the around, then I do the gums, and then I do the surface of the teeth. Yeah. That's my favourite part of it. And did you know you're actually not supposed to rinse your mouth out? Did you know that? Once you're done, give it into the sink, right? Then please wash your sink after, you dirty people. I don't want to see all phlegm when I come to your house for the meal, which at probably some point you'll want me to come round to your house and have a meal with you. I don't want to see spit in your sink where you haven't cleaned it out, please. Thank you very much. Right, Posh Twink Carl, good evening to you, sir. He's been practising his makeup skills today, or preparing for his performance on the 29th. Oh, what's that then? The 29th? Monday the 29th of December? Or Saturday the 29th of November? Which is that? Where are you performing then? Are you doing drag? What are you doing? Or is it that he's a member of Extinction Rebellion, Posh Twink Carl? Oh, yes. He doesn't think anything about laying in front of your car. Oh, no, hang on a minute. That's Just Stop Oil people. They've stopped, haven't they? Why is that? Did anyone get run over, maybe? I don't know. Thank you, Posh Twink Carl. Big G has got something off TikTok shop. Ooh, now, I keep coming across adverts on TikTok for things. There is a particular thing, actually, and it keeps coming up, and I think, is this worth the risk? Now, do you know when you go to the fun fair, right? And the coin machine, where you put a coin in the top, and that thing, and you know, and the coin, and if it gets it, and it drops it down onto the next level, and the next level, and it drops it down, and £10 million fall out of the bottom of the machine. You know that one? I don't know what it's called. Actually, I think there's a quiz show done by that awful Ben Shepherd. Doesn't he do something like a quiz show like it? You know the one? Drop a coin in, you go, and then that pushes it down onto the next one, and that one goes over, and then millions of pounds drop down if you're lucky, and it's dropped down at the right position. Millions of pounds come out of the little hole at the bottom. That machine, well, they're selling a toy version of that on TikTok, but I'm a bit funny ordering stuff on Facebook or TikTok. My mate ordered some lights from a Facebook advert, and what arrived was nothing like what he thought he'd bought. And to be fair to the company, whoever they were, I don't know who they were, he told him he was very disappointed, and they immediately refunded him the money. But it just didn't look like what he'd got, if you see what I mean. Now, TikTok, I'm even more dubious of that one than Facebook. It just looks, you know, just click here, and it's so cheap. This machine was about 18 quid or 20 quid, I think. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Of course, once you've handed over your credit card, well, that's it. You know, how do you know? You know, they're only going to charge you for that one item. And you don't know, do you? And it bothers me that. Ordering stuff off the TikTok. What was the other thing in there? There's this Huawei laptop thing, like fold up laptop like that. And I looked at it. It was something like 50 quid, and I'm thinking, nah, that don't look. It's too good to be true. Too good to be true. I don't really have a problem with this Chinese stuff. I know a lot of people. I know people that won't have TikTok. Why haven't you got? Because it's Chinese, right? And you know. Oh, they'll be harvesting all our information. What, you think the rest of them aren't? Anyway, what's he say by? He's bought silver on one side and black on the other so that it reflects the heat. Oh, this is for the double glazing, is it? This is Gary who's doing his double glazing. I thought he was using a piece of cling film and sellotape. He says, I got something off the TikTok shop. It's silver on one side and black on the other so that it reflects the heat back into the room. No hairdryer needed. As you can see, I won't need a hairdryer at any time, shape or form. LOL, Velcro tape all the way. But I have taken a break to watch you. God, you can just imagine it, can't you? So if it's black, presumably you can't see through it, no? Evening to nephew Gary. Evening to you, Gary. Mark says, what's all that rubbish balancing on? What, this here? This here, it's my on-air light. Look, all this here. Or this. Do you mean this? My filing cabinet. Very important papers in there. Very important papers in the filing cabinet, my dear. You can't see that. And what do you mean crap? This is not crap, dear. It's a very important thing. More interesting than a set of your bleeding darts, Mark Bowles. Are you one of them? Have you got your own darts? Oh, I bet you've got really expensive darts, haven't you? Oh, yeah. Oh, look at these lovely darts. Oh, yeah, like £200 they were. They're just darts. You sound like my mate and his jewellery. Oh, look, I bet that's worth something. Is it? Is it these blokes and ladies with their Rolexes walking around with 50 grand around their bleeding whip? For what? What does it do? Doesn't do anything. Boring. Who's this? Hi, Chris. What's your best Christmas present you've ever had? Easy. My Princess Victoria electric train set from Hornby, 16 years old. Thank you very much. And here is the actual engine, and it never leaves me. Best Christmas present ever. I can still, 16 I can still remember the smell as I took the cellophane off, and if I'd have known Gary was doing his cellophane double glazing, if I'd have known you were going to do that years later, I could have held on to that for you. I could have held on to the cellophane that was covering my Hornby Princess Victoria electric train set. Thank you very much. But I didn't know it. In fact, maybe you weren't even born at that point when I was 16. What are you, 50 something? I'd imagine the average age on here is about 50, is it? I would assume somewhere around that age. I expect all the youngsters are going mad now. I'm nowhere near 50. I'm nowhere near 50. Yeah. Rita. Yes, it was me, Rita. I knew it was you, Rita. She sat there today with that pink hair. Not sure you were singing, Rita. Not too bad with the mistakes today. I am aware that I mucked up the intro to How Redeemer King Divine. I am aware of that. Can't believe you didn't tap me on the shoulder and say, Chris, what happened with that last hymn, like you usually do. It's either you or Teresa makes comment. She don't like housework, that's why I volunteer so much. Yeah, me too, Rita. Oh, I hate it. Now, Rita, if you was to come around my house and you came into the kitchen, you would note, what is all this stuff everywhere? But it's clean. What I haven't done, and if you was to come in and look at the floor, you think, oh, it doesn't look dirty, but I haven't washed that for months and months. I just can't be bothered, Rita. It's your home, innit? Why does it bother? And if anyone comes into my house or a bit dirty in here, I'll shut them the front door straight away. Mind your own bleeding business. And that's it. Big G, my humble advice, if you see something you like, don't buy it on the ads go find in the shop and use PayPal. Ah, okay, PayPal. He's never had a problem and had some great stuff off there. That's on the TikTok shop. I've got PayPal, yeah. But what tends to happen, if I really like something, as I'm about to show you something, we've got something to join in with today, okay? If I really like something, I will then go on the Amazon and see if I can buy it on there, because all the years I've been using Amazon, I've never had a bad experience. Even if, I've bought something, and this is all to do with the law. If you buy something online and you don't want it for whatever reason, You simply send it back again. And Amazon have made it incredibly easy to do that. A lot of the time, you don't even need to print off a label. You just put it back in its box and take it down the post office. And Miss Happy, I'm sure you know what I mean, Rita, Miss Happy, who works in the Birch Hill post office, is only too pleased to take it off for you. But don't go in there and try and pick something up, even if you've got the Amazon code. There you go. There's my Amazon code. Thank you very much. Oh, have you got ID? Well, no, but I've got the... Can't give it to you without the ID. You know, this would be the same woman that sees you in there day in, day out, buying stuff, collecting stuff. On that one occasion, you forget your passport, driving licence, utility bill, whatever. Oh, I got the Amazon... No, sorry, can't give it to you. You know her, Rita. Bet you know her, love, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, so that's what Big G says. Good. Once again, gang, do send us a text, okay? That's how we're doing the messages, on text, or you can email. chris@chrisreardon.co.uk is my email address. We've just got to say hello to a few people here on the Facebook there. Dino's there. Evening, Dino. Evening, Charlie Scotts. Another one of our lovely little karaoke singers. Evening, Charlie. I saw your post the other day without giving the game away. Congratulations for achieving that milestone in your life, you know, giving that up and where you've got to. Congratulations, Charlie. Evening to my friend Grant. He was one of the managers I worked for, actually, in various pubs, couple of various pubs in London. Evening to you, Grant. I think that's everyone on there. Okie doke, boys and girls. Once again, I cannot get into the YouTube chat box because it's so busy on there. All right. Now, little idea for a Christmas gift, and we'll do this now, is this. It's really cheap. This is about 12 quid, right? Don't know what you do at Christmas. Do you have the family round? Or you're maybe with friends or something? The telly is not what it was when we were kids. You know what I mean. 70s, 80s, even the 90s. Morecambe and Wise, Two Ronnies, Dick Emery, Mike Yarwood. I loved him. Mike Yarwood and Bruce Forsyth, Larry Grayson, all the Christmas specials, Blankety Blank, Les Dawson. That's all gone. All gone. And if you're on ITV, forget it. They gave up years ago. BBC, well, okay, might as well. No Doctor Who, I don't think, this year. There will be a special Christmas version, I'm very pleased to say, as they do every year, of that excellent programme on Channel 5, All Creatures Great and Small. Do you watch that? I love it. It's not on Christmas Day. I think usually that's on the Thursday before Christmas at 9 o'clock, I think it is. So keep an eye out for that. And by the way, if you're a fan of All Creatures Great and Small, they have signed up for another series. 2 more series. Okay, so that's another 2 years they've added on, which is fantastic news. The only thing is with, of course, All Creatures Great and Small, you only get 6 of them. They only make 6, and then you've got to wait a whole year. Well, then there's the Christmas special, so it's 7. Then you have to wait a whole year for another lot. But it's the best thing on the telly. So warm. There's no swearing. There's no bonking. It's just beautiful stories, and you always feel really good afterwards. Well, I do anyway. But if you're around, you could get this. Now, this is on the Amazon. 12 quid. That's all it is. 12 quid. I saw this advertised, Big G, on the what do you call it? On the TikTok, and I thought, oh, I don't know about that. And then I typed it into Amazon and I bought it for 12 quid. So I thought we'd do 1 or 2 of these questions throughout the course of our couple of hours together this evening, if you like, boys and girls. All right. So we'll have the first one now, and you see if you can get on with the answers. Now, my friend Roy makes jingles for my little radio show that I do every morning. That's Monday to Friday, 9 till 10 o'clock, reachonair.com. There's a little poster here. Usually, where is it? There we go. Usually there's a little clock there, but as you can see, the clocks are not working. I don't know if Vera's with us tonight. She hates it when I haven't got the right clock on there. But there we are. That's what I do, 9 till 10 o'clock. And Roy... again, I'm not sure, I haven't heard from him today. Roy makes little jingles for us, and he's written a jingle for this true or false game. So we'll use this now in the hope that it's not protected on the copyright or anything like that. Fingers crossed, boys and girls. Let's have a question from True or False. Here we go. There's no music, is there? Why is there no music? Oh, I've got the mute button down. Hang on a minute. Silly sod. Here we go. No, there's still no music, is there? Why is there no music? Have I got the right fader up?
True or false? True or false? True or false? True or false? Yeah! Send your answer into Chris. Only on Reach On Air. True or false?
See, very talented man, Roy. Thank you very much. Right, let's do one of these true or false questions. Sudan has pyramids taller than those in Egypt. Is it true or false? Okay. Sudan has pyramids taller than those in Egypt. Is that true or false? And I'll tell you what, so you can text in your answer there. If you're in the chat box and you want to join in this, just write true or false. Because if I'm just looking for those two words, that'd be fairly easy for me to do that. All right, sweethearts. So, once again, Sudan has pyramids taller than those in Egypt. Is that true or false? Get your answers in. Text them on 07451 287 337, 07451 287 337, or stick it in the chat box, and we'll see how many people get that right. Young Mark Bowles, here we go with the answers. Oh no, well, let's play the jingle again because it's good.
True or false? True or false? True or false? True or false? Yeah! Send your answer into Chris. Only on Reach On Air. True or false?
True or false? Sounding particularly good, those little jingle singers. Possibly better than the choir this morning at church. But anyway, here we go then. Sudan has pyramids taller than in Egypt. Is that true or false? Mark Bowles reckons that's true. Thank you, Mark. True. And there's Roy. Good evening, Roy. He wrote that jingle. Very talented man. Very talented. Roy says it's false. Thank you, Roy. Patricia in Manchester reckons it's true. Stu and Sarah reckons it's true. Big G reckons it's true. Vera says it's false. Good evening, lovely Vera. Welcome along, Vera. Gadget Gaza says it's true. Jet reckons it's true. I love your name, Jet. I just imagine you're a very fast person, if you see what I mean. You know, there are some really slow people. Slow. I reckon you're a fast person. Mind you, Jet, that's not necessarily a good thing. There are two people in my life who walk at the speed of light, and it's very annoying. In fact, I class it as rude. Rude. You know when they're walking 10 miles in front of you? Those sort of people, yeah. There's two of them. Who will remain nameless, boys and girls? No. Horses couldn't drag it from me. I'm not going to... What, 50 quid and I'll tell you. There you go. Send in your PayPal donations immediately. £50 and I'll tell you who it is who walks 10 miles in front of me wherever I go. I'll give you another clue. Don't see these people that often. I hate that. Have any of you got fellas, girls, who do that? You know, you stop to look at something, I don't know, flowers in a flower centre or something like that, and then you look, and then they are into this. Hello, you know, got on the bleeding Railway Children Express. Daddy, my daddy. Oh, I love that. Don't. The tears are coming. The tears are coming, boys and girls. The Railway Children. When that train pulls in and the little girl, she's standing there, and all this steam comes out, doesn't it? All this steam comes out, and there's a man, and she, Daddy, my daddy. Oh no, don't. Oh, it's almost as bad as watching Beauty and the Beast. No, don't. Tell the test of time. Rita likes that, I think. Anyway, let's go back to this. Where are we? Sudan has more pyramids. Sudan has pyramids taller than those in Egypt. Is that... Oh, hang on. Is that true or false? Maureen reckons it's true. Dean says they are the same size. No, I'm sorry, Dean. You're not listening to the question. Now, my guess is you didn't do very well at school, Dean, because you didn't read the question properly. It clearly says true or false. It doesn't say, are they the same? You got two answers to choose from there, and you haven't chose either of them. So even before I'm going to tell you who's right and who's wrong, you're wrong. Please, true or false. That's the only answer you can give. I did the same at biology, actually. And when I come out of the exam, I realised, why didn't you just read the question properly? You would have got that right, you know. Maureen says it's true. Is that everyone there? Hang on. Where did we get to? Gadget Gaza. Jet, there we are. Gadget Gaza says true. Stu says true. Zoe says true. Project Man says false. That's Gary, my nephew. Likes his washer says true. And that's everyone, is it? Right, okay, boys and girls. The answer. Sudan has pyramids taller than those in Egypt. Here we go. The answer is... oh, by the way, I do have that sound. But I've got a feeling that might be copywritten, so I can't play it. But luckily, I am talented that I can do all the sound effects myself. Bing! And then, the Family Fortunes one, where it's all correct. Like that. I think that was based on a dog. You know those little yappy ones? Horrible little things. Those ones. Whatever they are. Sudan has more pyramids, but Egypt's are taller. So those of you that wrote false, congratulations and jubilations. Well, I tell everyone that I'm in love with you, Mark Bowles. There you go. All right, well done, everyone. Just a bit of fun, innit? We'll add these into the show in future, and I'll tell you why I've done that. When I do my little radio show in the morning, the little quizzes we do are really popular. We always do. I tell you what we do. Monday we do a question from the wheel. Tuesday, blankety blank. When I read out like a phrase, Chris usually goes to the swimming pool, and he usually wears shorts. But this time he wore blank, and then I asked people to text in and change the word blank for something funny. It's really good, actually. Wednesday we do play your cards right. Okay, we've asked 100 people how many witches would cast a spell on Rachel, who's from accounts, doing a budget this week. I would imagine that would be quite a lot of people, possibly 100. Okay, so we do play your cards right. Thursday we do call my bluff, and Friday we do family fortunes. And it's quite popular, that in the show. So that's why I came across these and I thought that might be quite a good thing to do on the radio show. And then I thought the other day, why don't you do it on the chat show as well? Questions are all written. I haven't got to do too much work to do that other than pick one out and, sort of read it. So happy days there. All right. Nephew Gary is playing Monster Trucks with Charlie. What are monster trucks? If you don't know, they're large, like the little Matchbox cars, right? But they're much larger and they are some sort of monster. So it could be, for example, a shark, which is a car. So it's 4 wheels, but it's a shark. And they're fantastic. And baby Charlie, who's 2 years old, is just, all these babies people keep having. My nephew, my 2 nephews and my niece. There's all these babies, not babies, there are teenagers now in between, and babies are still coming. As you know, the babies are still coming. The latest one is Ernie. What a great name, Ernie. Not quite sure if he's going to run a milk cart or anything like that. But Ernie is my nephew Jimmy's baby. latest one, who's coming to Paris with me next week. No, I'm not sharing a room. You think I want to go in a room with a baby crying its head off at 2 o'clock in the morning? I don't think so. In fact, I have requested a room right at the other end of the corridor, so I don't have to get woken up. Uncle Chris, can you babysit? No, I can't babysit. No, never changed a nappy. Well, once. Oh, God. How'd you do it, girls? How do you change those nappies? Oh, it's quite. You know it. I think he needs his napping. I go, oh yeah, it needs to be done. Oh no. Okay. See you later. Bye. How'd you do it? I know some of the dads do it as well. You haven't got to tell me. Don't worry. And all these babies keep coming, and it's great. We now have two teenagers, two 13-year-olds. That's George, who's in Scotland, and there's Evie, who's in Lincolnshire. She's got a boyfriend now. What's his name? Jaden. I met him last week, but I know he's the same age as her, 13. He's such a nice boy, and he dotes over her. My nephew's wife, Stacey, she was telling me that he meets her after school. I think they're in the same class, and after school, and he takes her bag carries her bag for her. And she clearly is into him. Isn't it lovely? First love. I hope it lasts. You know how it is, young people and all. But I really hope it lasts. He's ever so nice. She was, like I said to you, she was terrified I was going to embarrass her. No, not at all. She was the one embarrassed. Every things I was saying, he was laughing his head off, this boy. Ever so. And he's like this tall. He's up there somewhere. 13 years old. Anyway, there we are. It's nice, isn't it? Young Love. Do you remember Young Love? Of course you do. Jet uses a mobility scooter, but I'm pretty fast on it. Oh, our priest has got a mobility scooter. He tears around that church, you know. It's the speed of light, my love. you know, like on Star Trek, when the spaceship goes to warp drive and like the stars become lines. Yeah, I reckon that's how the people look to Father Danny at the church as he goes around the church on his mobility scooter. So fast, can't keep up. Literally, some people say, why do you only play a couple of two verses of the hymn? And the reason is, it's two notes, he's already in position. It's a struggle to get the two verses in, to be honest. The speed he moves at. Anyway, there we are. Now, so we've done that. Right, let's do some of the... we haven't done any of the show yet. How you feeling about Christmas so far, gang? As a matter of interest, are you a bit fed up with how early things are? In particular, the big ads on the telly. Now, I know vast sums of businesses' money is spent on the Christmas ad. In particular, the John Lewis one. Very, very expensive. Very well done. Can't fault it. I don't think there's been a John Lewis advert that I haven't liked. I think my favourite, most touching Christmas advert of all time was the Sainsbury's one. Do you remember? Where the Germans and the English were in a field shooting at each other. And then Christmas came and there was a break. A little white flags went up. And two of the blokes got up, faced each other. And it's a risk. It's a risk. And they walked. They joined up. And they played a game of football. Do you remember that? I think most of us here are very lucky not to have really experienced any war like those fellas did. Can't imagine the horrors. I mean, you see this stuff on the telly, you know. What you don't usually see is half a leg hanging off and bones. And the bloke is still alive. Oh, it's just horrendous, isn't it? But anyway, these two sides met up and they shook hands and played football. And then at the end of it, the advert was they gave them a bar of Sainsbury's chocolate, you know, for the advert. Well, it is an advert after all. And then they went back to various sides and carried on with it. That for me was really touching. That cried my eyes out watching that. But usually the John Lewis ones are more like family orientated, aren't they? And this year, of course, we've got a bloke's son who looks like he's about 14, 15. And he gives his dad a package, and the dad opens a package, and it's a record. And the dad has still got his turntable. I haven't got mine anymore. Actually, I gave mine to my younger nephew because he was into buying vinyl. We never called them vinyl, they were records. And takes this record out, puts it on his record player. This is the bloke in the advert. And it's Alison Limerick, Where Love Lives. A record that I played to death when I was DJing in Harpo's in Earls Court, Reflex in Putney. I think I played it at the Black Cap in Camden. It was a big, big dancey 90s number. Alison Limerick, Where Love Lives. And the dad's looking at it, and then he sees himself in a disco somewhere. All the lights are flashing, lots of people around. But he is at the age he is now. And he looks across the dance floor, and there's his son dancing. And then it cuts back to his living room. Oh, it's just a magical advert. And they're very, very good at doing that, the John Lewis adverts. But it was on quite early. I mean, it's not just come on, is it? You know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe, beginning of November, or was it the end of October? Bit early, I would say so. So how are you feeling about the Christmas at the moment? Good evening, John. John in Kettering, hello to you. How are you feeling about the Christmas stuff? It says in the Daily Mail, these Christmas ads are annoying. It's too early. It's the 12 days of Christmas, not the 60 days of Christmas. And I go along with this, see, with all the business of the Christmas decorations. You know, you won't be seeing any Christmas decorations here until a week before Christmas. I just don't go along with it. People putting up their Christmas trees in November, it's not for me. Up to you, whatever you want to do, you know, if you want to do it, that's fine. For me, no. Because, of course, when I was a child, stuff never went up more than a week before. Sometimes on Christmas Eve. Sometimes it was Christmas Eve when we were putting stuff up. And then it kind of got further and further back to about a week before Christmas. And I think... I'm just trying to think when my mum lost my dad, whether she bothered anymore. Because I'm on my own here. I tend not to really bother. I might do something in here, just for you, really. But on my own, I don't really bother. My mate, like I said right at the beginning of the show, he does this great, just stunning stuff, which I will video for you. Anyway, the story says, this year's brands like John Lewis, Coca-Cola and Argos have rushed to get their Christmas adverts almost 2 months ahead of the big day. You might think that this would help us get excited for Santa's arrival, Father Christmas's arrival. However, stretching out the festive season can actually have the opposite effect, sparking festive burnout. I just wonder, have you already had enough of all this business going on the telly? If so, let me know. Text number over there, 07451 287 337 is my text number, okay? There is also a phone-in number. Perhaps you'd like to phone in and... let me just fire that up, actually. Yeah. Perhaps you'd like to phone in and talk to me about this. There's the phone number. That's open now, okay? There's only one line, okay? So if there is... We don't usually get phone calls, to be honest. But if someone calls in... If there's someone already on the phone, you won't be able to get through because there's no one else answering. This is a one-man show here. But have you had enough yet of festive stuff? Call in. Phone number 020 8144 3477. It will only work if you send your number. It won't work with withheld numbers. And you can't ring an answer phone and get that to send me a number either. Okay? We usually have someone mucking around with a phone, but you only get to do it once, and then I've got your number, and then you get blocked. Happy days. Okay, 020-8144-3477. Who gets fed up with Christmas, or who is fed up with the build-up that's going on now and has been too long? It says, stretching out the festive season can actually have the opposite effect, sparking festive burnout. While it might sound dramatic, experts say the prolonged build-up to Christmas can lead to poor sleep, irritable moods and depression. Now, I mean, I don't know if I've got any of that going on, to be honest, but then I keep busy. If you're one of those people who don't really do a lot, maybe so, I don't know. He says in extreme cases, festive burnout can even lead to increased rate of heart attacks and death. Really? Oh, I don't know about that. Professor Ruth Ogden. Oh, she spoke. The Amazon lady spoke. While it might, hang on a minute. Professor Ruth Ogden, a psychologist from Liverpool John Moores University, told Daily Mail for adults it is possible that earlier and earlier starts to Christmas marketing amplify time pressure and a sense of stress. Well, the only stress it's causing me is the terrible traffic at the moment going into London. I do that twice a week on Friday and Saturday nights. Last night was the worst journey of the year so far. I got as far as the end. I go to King's Cross from Bracknell, right? It's 40 miles. That's all it is. 2.5 hours. And I got as far as the end of the M4, and then it's queuing from there, and basically queuing all the way to King's Cross in some form or another. Absolute nightmare. I do use a sat-nav. I use Voix, which tries to take you around the traffic, and there were some parts where I was moving along quite quickly, and these were always side roads with houses either side, cars parked, because you can't park on the pavement now. Paris the fort, no one can get through, so they all park on the side of the road, and it's quite often, you're struggling to get through there because there's a car or a lorry coming the other way. Absolute nightmare. And this is the worst part of the year. It starts in October, and it's November and December. It will get even worse now until December. Christmas Day will come and it will all disappear. And then for the period up to Easter, it's probably the quietest part. That part and the 6 weeks holiday that the children have in August. I never understand really how it is that school holidays, say in August, affect the traffic. So, I suppose they've gone away, haven't they? Places like that. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Evening to George Bond. Vera says she's seen her first Christmas tree at a window at a house last week. Oh, I've seen a few of those, Vera, as I'm driving around. Big G, you've just reminded me of Pipes of Peace by Paul McCartney, Christmas song. Great video, very similar to what you said about the Sainsbury's ad. I don't remember that one. Pipes of Peace. Pipes of Peace. Pipes of Peace. Gary, do you think I should turn a mobility scooter into a monster truck for Charlie? Yes, do it, Gary. I hope you're not asking me to steal Father Danny's mobility scooter. It's bad enough someone's going in there nicking the candles at the moment. Yes! It's not funny. There we are. Where do we get to? It's easy to see how you could feel your life is by speeding by if, as soon as you finish the summer holidays, it is immediately the run-up to Christmas. Just awful. It's just too much. Do you think it's too much? Send us a text and let us know what you think. 07451 287 337. Or you can use the email. The email is chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. Thanks to Carl, who sent me a couple of great big monster trucks. I don't know are they AI or has someone actually made those? What he's done is, I can't show you the pictures, unfortunately. It's too much mucking around to do. But it looks like they've got a normal truck. They put these massive, great wheels on the bottom. Baby Charlie, he's got so many monster trucks. I think my nephew got some sort of deal and bought something like 30 monster trucks for 20 or 30 quid, which is really good value for money. Much better value for money than the Corgi cars. I like the Corgi cars. Did I show you one? I think I did show you one, didn't I, in a video? Yeah, not Barbie. The pink lady in Thunderbirds. Lady Penelope. I bought one of those for my mate because he collects cars. Although, to be honest, it was a lot bigger. It wasn't like a Corgi car. It was a Corgi car, you know. And once I saw the size of it, I thought, yeah, actually, 40 quid for that isn't too bad. They do a Batman one as well. I'm getting him one as well. You know? He's only my mate, you know. Not like a child. Do you know what I mean? He's only getting one car. George Bond. My mum has already got her Christmas tree up. Has she really, George? Oh, it's too early, mate. Too early. Patricia in Manchester. Christmas is ruined when it begins for some in November, in which case, please send me my birthday card tomorrow, as it's May next year. There you go. She wants a birthday card already. The pressure is on, and when we fail to live in the present moment, we can miss beautiful moments in our lives. Yes, we do. And all this stuff, putting up the stuff early, right? So you've got it up early, and in the days or weeks or months running up to Christmas, you put that up. Oh, wow, there's our Christmas tree. It looks fantastic. But come Christmas morning, you don't get that effect because it's already been up for weeks and weeks. That's my reason anyway. I begin Christmas at Mass on Christmas Eve. Yeah, I think so, really, me as well. I might be playing the organ on Christmas Eve, but not down here, up in a little church in Lincoln called St. Mary's. Sorry, not Lincoln, Boston, St. Mary's, because they don't have anyone at all. And I've done a couple up there for them because I go up there once a month, not February and March, though. And the priest asked, he's like, no pressure, but, and he did ask, so... I said to him, I will send me the stuff, but he hasn't sent the stuff through, so may or may not be doing that for them, as they haven't got anyone else there. Big G says that I find Christmas difficult to celebrate these days. Just reminds me of my family who's missing. Oh, all of us. Oh God, Gary, I remember sitting around that dining room table Christmas once, and we were all there. Mum, Dad, Nanny Hayes, Nanny Ryan, my sister, and me. Wonder who will go first. I remember. Why would I think something like that? And one by one, and there's me and my sister. That's it. Horrible, isn't it, Big G? He says it reminds me of my family who's missing since my mother passed just over a year ago. May she rest in peace, darling. I've lost all interest. I've lost both parents, 2 brothers and 2 nephews. So that's a lot to lose, especially younger people. It's the wrong order, isn't it, Gary? Do you know what I mean? It's the wrong order when you lose a child. It's just very difficult to comprehend. Really is. My nephew, they lost a lovely little girl called Olivia. 3 years? I think it's 3 years ago this year. My nephew, Gary, he's now... Baby Charlie, 2, has now got 60 monster trucks and 300 Hot Wheels cars, and he loves them. Hot Wheels cars, there's another thing. Dirt cheap. You get them in the Audi for like 2.5, 3 quid. Very good value for money. Very good value. These are all metal things, And I'm always conscious, you get first time I bought is it a Hot Wheels car? It's an Audi. So I pick this thing up and I start pulling at the tyres just to check they're not going to come out in the kid's mouth. The last thing you want is for them to swallow a piece of bleeding tyre or something like that, innit? I'm pulling away. No, that's all right. Putting that back. Although that one goes back on the shelf, I then pick up a new one. Do you do that? Oh dear. George, would it be easier to take a picture of the monster truck on your phone and show us this way? That's a good idea, George. I'll do that because Carl has sent me in some photos there. Oh, there's one he's done of the Sinclair C5 here. Hang on a minute. There we are. Let's just show you that. Oh, that's funny. The Monster C5 truck. Now let's see if that works. Yes, it does. There you go. Look, the Monster C5 truck. Right, lines are closed. Too late. No one called in, so don't bother now. There you go. And he had another couple of monster trucks. Very good idea, that, George. I don't know why I didn't think of that. It's quite unusual for me to not come up with a great idea. It's a bit, pardon? I quite like this one. Blimey, how would you get into this? How on earth would you get into that? You'd have to have a ladder, wouldn't you? It's like Evie's boyfriend. When she goes to kiss him, I think she must have to climb up a short ladder to get to his lips. And what's the other one, Carl? I think he sent me 3. There's another one from Carl there. There you go. All right, you can send us pictures on the email if you want, boys and girls, and I can, as George suggested there. Can't believe you've come out with a good idea. Sensible things from you today, George. Well done, darling. There you go. There's another one there. Quite like those great big things, big trucks and all that. I used to have a Land Rover, but I mean, it wasn't that tall. It wasn't as tall as that. I like that. I have 3 of them, one after the other, actually. But I got fed up paying out for them. So expensive. Alrighty, just a reminder, gang, I'm not in the chat box, okay? I'm not in the chat box. If you want to send us a message to be included in the show, just text it over there, 07451 287 337, or use the email there, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. All right, one of those methods to send me a message. Dean, I got my Christmas... Oh, hang on, why can't I get that message down? It's stuck. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There you are. Go. Oh, where's he gone now? Oh, hang on. Ah, Deb's in Bracknell. Good evening, Debs. Debs, are you free this week? Would you like to go to... I'm so glad you're there, because I haven't got any videos to do this week for people. Do you fancy going to the Windsor one? If I can get tickets, it's a bit late now. However, we're still off peak at the moment, so it probably will be quite easy. Do you fancy going to the Windsor Lights on Wednesday or Thursday this week? Is that something you might like to do? If so, yay or nay, Debs? And then we can take the camera and make a little video for people, because I haven't got anything to do this week, all right? Where? Dean, there we go. Dean, I got my Christmas stuff up only because I'm so busy in London. It's another very busy busy, very busy, like me, busy. Got to keep busy at all times. Keeps the depression away. There you go. Anyone of you suffer from depression? And it's a very wide thing. I have done really bad sometimes. Keep busy. That is the secret to depression. Keep busy, especially if you're on your own. 1 or 2 of you on your own, just like me. I hate it. Sitting in that living room on my own. Hate it. Hate it. Start doing something, going out, or doing something. Even like tonight, I'll go up to the gym later on. You know, but that's the whole fitness thing as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not lifting heavy stuff. Not like the young lads. You know, I sit on the machine, little pins in 80 kilos. I take it out. Goes in 20 or 25. Thank you very much. It's more about being there, I think, than anything else. And ogling at the lads in their tracksuits. Right. Deb says Wednesday is perfect. Hang on. Wednesday. Windsor Lights. Have you got a preferred time, Debs? I prefer to do sort of early evening, if that's all right with you. Because I like to have a little sleep in the afternoon. What do you fancy? My treat, girl. And then if we do this Wednesday, I'll do that and I'll let you know, love. All right, I'll do that. Good. Wednesday, Windsor Lights. Oh, look forward to that now. Let me just double check my very busy calendar. Very busy calendar. Wednesday is free. Let me just cross that out. That was there. Lovely. Thank you very much. George says, I've done something right for a change. Yes, you've done very well today. It was a great idea. Great idea. Anyone else want to send in pictures? Feel free. Send your pictures on the email there, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. All right? So we've done the festive burnout. By the way, is there anything else that you quite fancy me going out and doing videos? Now, listen, when I say that, do not say we'd like to see you jumping off a bungee jump or going on a roller coaster or diving off the side of a mountain 10,000 feet into the sea. I don't do those things, okay? No way. My sister, I can't believe my sister and her husband, they're on the Butler's Empire channel. That they'll be doing a show for you tonight at 8 o'clock. They're not live as such. They're not like sitting in a room talking to you. However, their show, they play out at 8 o'clock on Butler's Empire, and they are in the chat box. Unlike myself, they are actually in the chat box typing if you want to ask them questions or just have a little bit of a conversation. I can't do this because obviously I'm hosting the show at the same time. All right, but they are in there. So that's the Butler's Empire channel at 8 o'clock. Now, they've just been to Disney. I don't know if Rita's still with us. They've just been to Disney. And was watching them, actually literally just before the show while I was having a cup of tea, I was watching them at the Phantasmic show in Hollywood Studios in Disney in Florida, where they were, I think, last week or the week before, and the video for that's just gone up yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, they look like they were having a good time there. I don't know if you're with us, Martin, but that Phantasmic music, I did use that on one of my videos, and interestingly enough, that didn't come out with the copyright problem. I don't know why. Maybe they've let that one go. I don't know. Debs is off all day, so that would be an evening job. So I'm thinking about 7:30. All right. And what's the weather? Hang on, what's the weather next week? Oh, there we are. Weather Wednesday night. We don't want it pissing down. Sorry, we don't want it raining, do we, love? Let's have a quick look. Mind you, I've done it in the rain. I've done lights in the rain and it's all right. No, doesn't look like rain. Right, Wednesday, or drizzle. Is it drizzle all right for you, Debs? Drizzle? Drizzle, it says here. Drizzle. Drizzle. And that drizzle. I mean, we could go earlier, but then it's not always dark, you know what I mean? And then it can be a bit of a pain to get to. 5 degrees. Oh, that's all right. 5 degrees is okay. Good. We got a day. Because Debs, she's in the 8:30 a.m. choir, right? There are people in the church think we're having an affair. Seriously, this all started with 2 other people in the choir who. I remember one of them said to me, "I'm not going to tell you who it is." I said, "Oh, we can see you looking, Chris." Looking at what? We saw you looking at Debs. Anyway, I told her and she laughed. So we decided to play on it. And even Father Danny is in on the secret now. And people come up to us. "Oh, how are you getting on with who? The girl in the choir." "Oh, what, Debs? Yeah. Aren't you seeing her?" "Oh, right." And I never say anything. These are the people who haven't sussed me out yet. It's so funny. So funny. Dean loves the big mug. Now this was bought for me by my nephew, Gary, the older one, when I went to the Disneyland Paris with them some years ago now. Some years ago. But they're going to have to go again because there was no baby Charlie then. You know. I'll tell you what I was looking at the other day, just as a matter of interest, going aboard with a family. And I was looking at like water parks or something like that. And of course, as children get older, you can't really take them out of school. You get fines and things like that. And besides, it may not necessarily be a very good thing, interfering with their education. Not that I am that well educated. I seem to have done all right, to be honest. Probably more luck than anything else, to be honest. But you can't really take them out when they got over a certain age. And so I typed in, like, some water park in Spain and places like that. And I typed in, well, over sort of 5 years old, it's adult. Everyone is classed as an adult over 5 years old. And it was coming out to thousands of pounds for 7 nights. I mean, literally 5, 6, 7, 8,000 pounds in the Costa Blanca at some sort of water park, fully inclusive, to be fair, food and all that, for 7 nights. My God. I mean, I thought maybe it'd be about 2.5. That's it. No. And I spoke to my sister about this. She said it's because it's the school holidays. She said, I bet you won't get that price if you type in when it's not in the school holidays. And I think she's right. I don't know how families... Well, and the thing is, you know, I have like 2 nephews and a niece. So you can't do it for one. Do you see what I mean? You'd have to go for 3. And so it's 3 families. And then that's when it starts becoming a bit expensive. If you know, just one family, it's all right, isn't it? You know. There we are. Mark Bowles loves the mug. He likes to take his little boy away. They've just been to Cyprus. He's got access to his little boy, SJ, who's about 8 or 9, something like that. Mark Bowles. I mean, I did say I'd take them on holiday, but, you know, he's not taken up the offer yet. I don't know why. I really don't. George says he can't get into the Christmas spirit this year. Because he lost his nan recently. Nans are very special people, aren't they, love? They really are. Want to send a message to the show? 07451 287 337 on the text. Okay? If you haven't had your text read out, for some reason it doesn't get to me. Probably a non-UK phone. But use one of those methods or use the email down below, chris@chrisriordan.co.uk. All right? Okay, I was going to ask you, just before we got onto that there, is there anything else that you'd like me to go out and do little videos of, just a matter of interest? For some reason, garden centres with Christmas decorations are very popular. I don't know why. They seem to do very well. Lots of people seem to like watching those. And also, when I just get a random box delivered, well, it's not random. I mean, I know what's in the box. And then I say, what's in the box? Put it down there and open it. And I show you what's in there. For some reason, they're very popular. Is it the sort of mystery that makes you want to sort of, I wonder what's in that box? Especially if it's a big one. You know, like the Disney lamp I got and the car thing there. You seem to like those as well. So we've got gardening videos, although I get the feeling if we just keep doing garden centres with lights, you'd get fed up with it eventually, I would imagine. I'm sure you would. But it's quite nice just going in there and soaking up the atmosphere, watching people pick up things and put them down, you know. Or if you're in London, pick them up and put them in the pocket and walk out the door. Nothing ever happens to these people, does it, eh? Is there anything that you'd like me to go round and video and maybe running commentary? I mean, we don't want to do history lessons. Nothing that's going to give me too much work to, you know. I don't want to have to read up about, I don't know, Westminster Abbey and tell you all the history, all the kings and queens that have been coronated, married, or births, deaths, and marriages in there. I don't want to do that, you know. There we go, Mark. Yeah, look, Mark's little boy SJ is 8. He's my everything. You are everything, and everything is you. Diana Ross, I think it was, something like that, wasn't it? Diana Ross, I imagine. Anyway, there we go. Let us know if there's anything that you'd like me to go at and video. All right, my darlings. Now, what else have we got on the show? Let me have a little look here. La Voix. Yeah, La Voix. Do any of you watch the Strictly programme? I don't. I think it's all right. I liked it, of course, with Brucey. May he rest in peace. One of the greatest entertainers that this country has ever seen and is ever likely to see. I mean, a lot of these people on the telly now, I'm sorry, fake as anything. There's so much fakeness on the telly. I don't believe the wholesome image of Holly Willoughby. I'm sorry, I don't. No, I can see straight through people. I know who's genuine and who isn't genuine. I think a lot of people on that telly are not genuine. God help you if you ever go and meet one and you'll find out what they really like. You know? But Strictly Come Dancing has recently had a contestant called Voix. Anyone seen her? Let me take a picture. She is a drag queen. Picture here. And very sadly, she's had to come out of the competition completely. She was on last week. There you go, that's Voix there. Drag queen, okay? And she's been dancing away on this programme very well as well. So it's got me a little bit more interested. I quite like the whole thing, the sparkly going on, the band in the background, the lights, the camera movement, the angles, presenters, you know. But she's had to come out of it. BBC writes here, Strictly Come Dancing contestant Voix has been forced to leave the competition after sustaining an injury. I mean, what a thing to happen. Being a drag queen, she is a performer. And performers of all shapes and sizes and ages are constantly trying to get somewhere until they get right to the top, like Patricia Routledge, who recently died, you know, keeping up appearances. Tom Hanks, you know, you've made it now, you've made it. So performers are constantly trying to get up there somewhere. I think even possibly when they're at the top, I would imagine, you know, there might be a job come along and think, oh, I hope I get that. And they don't always get it, you know, it might go to someone else. Shirley Bassey, top of her tree. Actually, top of the tree. Right. So she is a performer, in this case, a drag performer. And to be on Strictly Come Dancing, is that not the biggest show on the telly at the moment? And to have that opportunity, and everything's going well, and suddenly an injury. I mean, what must that do to her head? Must be destroying her, that. She's had to come out of it. Her departure was announced by presenter Tess Daly at the start of Saturday's episode from Blackpool, saying she had to withdraw on medical advice, as in completely. She's not missed out one show. She's come out of it. She's had to come out of it. It had been reported earlier that she could not perform on Saturday, but there had been hopes she would return next week with dance partner Ajaz. This isn't the ending, I imagined, but I'll cherish this forever, the performer, who's 45, said in a post on Instagram, which I've seen. Lavoie's departure is the latest in a series of injuries to hit the show's contestants. As a result, no one will be eliminated in a dance-off this week's show, with the votes being carried over. Because they can't just keep losing people. There'd be no show to go through to Christmas. She is, Lavoie is the alter ego of Chris Dennis, who said ahead of the series that he wanted viewers to get to know the man behind the drag act. Exact details of the injury have not been revealed. So she's had to come out of it. Well, I have to tell you, I know Lavoie and Chris Dennis, and I knew him when he first started. I was DJing at a club called Heaven in London, big club. It wasn't owned by the people that own it now. It was part of a large organisation. I can't think who owned it, to be honest, but they owned other stuff as well. And I'd be DJing there on a Wednesday night. And Lavoie, as a young 30, I can't remember when I left there now. It's got to be a minimum of 10 years, so I think maybe 12 years. So she was a young 32, 33-year-old, and she was dressed in the drag, literally walking on top of the bar in the middle, and these people are pouring the vodka into their mouths, pouring the drinks in their mouth. You see it a lot in foreign places, don't you? Yeah, people are walking along around, literally on the bar where the glasses are, walking along there. Who wants a drink? And then she pours it into their mouths. And that's how I know her. And then after that, some years later, she pitched up doing drag shows. And another place I worked at in Clapham called the Two Brewers. My mate has just retired from there. He was the manager there for years. I never really liked working there, funnily enough. It just didn't feel it all came across as a little bit fake in there to me, and I didn't feel I really fitted in that place. But nevertheless, I was still there for 18 years with a man. The manager, his name was Jimmy, lovely man, very fair, very very fair man. I got to say, he retired recently. I went to his retirement party, and very kindly he mentioned me on the stage. He says, "I thank," because it was like a big reunion type thing, and he says, "Oh, I just want to thank all you've come in." And Chris is down there. He was with me when I first, because I was working at another place, the Black Cap in Camden, when he took over, and I'd already been there a year and a half or so, and then he took over. So that's how long I was with him. So I was there for 18 years, and LeVar turned up and did a couple of drag shows with me, and she was very good. What I want to tell you is, behind the mask there, he's a really nice person. There's not much fakeness going on there. He is like what you see. And when I said to you a little while ago, a lot of these people on the telly, I don't believe them. I don't believe you are what I am seeing on the telly. Chris, i.e., a.k.a. La Voix, is, as you see on the telly, bit gobby, quite funny, a little bit fast-moving, and a lovely person. Really nice to work with. Sometimes things go, I can't remember if anything went wrong there, but if he did, he wasn't fazed by it at all and just carried on like the true professional he was, you know. Often when you're doing these sort of things, performing in some form way, a technical problem shouldn't throw you off. It does in many occasions. I've worked with people, no names mentioned, you know, something goes wrong, they can't carry on. Because in their head, you know, it's like a long line, right, we're there now, something's gone wrong. Oh God. And then they can't carry on because you've broken the flow. If they're professional, they just carry on. Bit like sight reading. You know, anyone done any sort of piano or violin, in musical instrument lessons? You know, when you do the sight reading thing, yeah? If you muck up, you must carry on. Don't stop. Make it up if you have to, but do not stop. And I think that's important with performers. So I just wanted to say that it's really sad that he's now lost the opportunity of continuing to be in that for as long as the people wanted him in it. I do see some particularly vile comments from people and all that on Facebook, but you know, that's social media. I keep out of any rows on Facebook or and all that. All these bleeding politic people and all whatever on there moaning or living their lives out on Facebook. Just had a row with my girlfriend. Here's a picture of her. She's really horrible. And they're all up there on the Facebook wall for all to see. I don't do any of that. You know, plastering their colours all over the wall. No, I just advertise my stuff and get on with it. But it's such a shame that he's lost that opportunity now. But he's already been on there. And he was a bit cheeky the other week, wasn't he? And he literally, because the two girls are going, he wants their job. And it was really obvious that he wanted their job. And you know what? I think he could do it very well. So much better than Rylan. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Rylan. You may well be. You know, I put my sunglasses on when I see those teeth glittering away on the screen. I can't stand him. I turn it over straight away. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. La Voix, I think she'd be perfect for that job, to be honest. Really good there. All right. See what you think there. Debs in Bracknell, Hampton Court Palace. There's one. Did I mention that to you, Debs, actually, Hampton Court Palace? Let's write that down. Things that you'd like me to go out and maybe make a little video of. Nothing. Don't do serious. Remember, we don't do serious. I don't do serious. It's boring. And it doesn't necessarily have to be. Hang on, let me get another piece of paper. I mucked up a bit with the paper, incidentally. Look. I bought limp paper. Isn't it horrible? It's not very thick, this one. Look, you can almost see. Can you see me? Hello? Hello, can you see me? I bought limp paper. Oh, all right. Hampton Court Palace. Let's make a list of places. Hampton Court. P-A-L. I just spell palace. I-C-E. Hampton Court Palace. Anywhere else that you'd like me to film, text it over now. And we go there at some point, if not this year, next year, and go and do that. Stu and Sarah, have you got another day out with Ronnie that you film? Yeah, but that will be at the hotel in a couple of weeks when we go Claridge's. That's on the 15th, so I'll be taking the camera into there and doing all round there. I have to be careful though. You don't want. I like to be trying careful that the camera is not in someone's face. I try and be a little bit, hold it down here and what have you as I'm walking around. And certainly, if I see someone look over, I move the camera straight out of their face. I just think that's bloody rude when people do that. And you see these people on YouTube doing that all the time, completely oblivious to everything else. They're so concerned about the camera on them that they don't look. Hello, can you see that person over there? Not wanting to be filmed. And it's obvious on some of their faces. So I'm very careful with that. I don't like to film other people's faces. Unless, of course, it's a good-looking lad. Which is another thing altogether, really. I do think sometimes I should get the camera out in the gym. Don't know if I might get beaten up, though. But if I do, don't worry. I'll film the whole thing for your entertainment. All right? Mark says, I bet you haven't done the White Spirit yet, have you? No, I haven't done it yet. I'm back home, ain't I? Well, can you come and do it for us? If you don't know already, boys and girls, if you weren't with us on the show last week, I was staining the decking on the caravan and not paying attention, and the stain has gone all the way up the side of the caravan, and I'm not really bothered by it. Hello, Marion. Paris Lifelong Tower. What is that? I'll write it down anyway. Paris Lifelong Tower. Rita's here today, Marion, or she was earlier. Rita's on here. Rita with the pink hair. Was blue, now pink. I don't know if she's dyed it pink or the blue has faded into pink. I'm not quite sure what she's done. Thanks, Marion. George doesn't watch telly, or he watches more YouTube. Actually, my sister's like that. They don't really watch much telly, my sister and brother-in-law. Posh Twin Carl has met a few drag queens. Oh, hang on. From Drag Race, especially from the US and the UK. I found some were fake. Plus the attitude they gave people is just awful. Oh, yes. Yes. Some of them are like that. You're quite right. Not all of them by any way, shape or form. But some of them have got the... I tell you what, I've got a really good example of that. I can't even remember his name. It was that long ago. This is 25, 30 years ago. There was a young lad and he used to come into the Black Cap, right? And it was a Monday night and I DJ'd a 70s and 80s night in there. And it was very, very, very successful. It was really good in there. At one point, you couldn't get a cigarette paper in between the amount of people in there. And, it's a long place. And it got to the point where if you wanted to go to the toilet, which was at that end, start walking 10 minutes before you want to get there. It was that busy. Anyway, the manager at the time came up with this brilliant idea, which wasn't, because we didn't need it, of having a drag host in there. Well, it was already working very well as it was, thank you very much, but that was the idea. So, this young lad who came in, week out, and he was ever so nice, ever such a nice boy, made it known that he'd like to do that. Okay, let's give it a go. And I'd known this person for a few years. And he was ever so friendly, very nice, come up and spoke to me, and what have you. So they allowed him to do it, and there were two of them, actually. And he put an outfit on, and the next week he came in. Hello, how are you? Complete change of character. He was so far up his arse, I cannot tell you. And I watched. Thought, my God, what's happened to you? I shouldn't say that, my God. My word, what's happened to you? I'm thinking to myself. And I watched the way he interacted and spoke to people like he was way above everyone else. I thought, no, he's got to go. he's got to go, and I had word with the manager, and it carried on for a few weeks. And then he went, and I never saw him again. Don't know what happened to him. You cannot have attitude towards people. It's just horrendous. In the same way, you know, if you're doing a job, sometimes you have to be firm with people because they're just taking the mick. You know, if you're there to do a job, you've got to do it as well as you can for the big majority of the people, not just that one person who wants specialist treatment. Do you see what I mean? It's very difficult sometimes, dealing with lots of people and then someone to keep coming. What do you want? What do you want? It's a bit like that sometimes. Yeah, so I understand what you're saying there. Attitude. I mean, once you get the same in all jobs, you could go in, I don't know, Tesco's or someone, get the girl on the till. To be fair, it's generally the older ladies on the till who are so lovely to talk to. They really are. And then you might go to one till, and the attitude on some of them girls, like, because they think because you're a male and you're older, you automatically must fancy them. I don't think so, love. Send your husband over. I might be interested. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so I know what you mean there, Carl. I like genuine people. I really like genuine people. Yeah. Patricia in Manchester, would you enjoy creating a beauty or pampering video? I mean, well, you'd have to do a lot of work on me, wouldn't you? I tell you what I could do, and I would do it, just for a laugh. I could get one of my great nieces to do makeup on my face or something. In fact, one of them did it once when they were 6 years old. I looked like a clown. I know. I look like one now. I know. That was quite fun. I could get one of them to do it. Probably Evie might do that for a laugh. I don't mind doing that, something like that. That'd be fun. But a beauty or pampering video isn't really my sort of thing there. I have no idea of makeup or anything like that. I really don't. Funnily enough, my mate today, I met him after church. We met in Marks and Spencer's. And I'm sitting there, right? And he has... I shouldn't really tell you this. Should I tell you this? I will tell you. He's had a bit of work, Don't even go there. I don't believe in any of it. All this facial surgery and Botox and all that. What are these people going to look like when they're old? That's what I want to know. There was one on. I was watching a YouTube video. Some woman got called over by the cops in America. They pulled over. She opens her window. The lips are great big fish lips she's got. What are these people going to look like when they're in their 60s, 70s and 80s? That's the worry. Because we don't really know yet, do we? I mean, look at Jackie Stallone. Do you remember her? May she rest in peace. I think she died sometime. Sylvester Stallone's mum. And they think it looks good. My mate's had a bit done. Anyway, so I'm talking to him. I've got my dinner here. I'm having my jacket potato with chilli and tea. And I'm something wrong with his eyes. I'm looking at it. And I'm like, have you got eyeliner on? And he's like, I might have. You have, haven't you? He said, how comes you've only just noticed this? He said, I've had it on for 2 weeks. Why? Why have you got eyeliner on? Oh, no. I can't be doing makeup videos, Patricia, love. I've no interest in that. Patricia says, I bet Claridge's have the best treatments. Yes, they do downstairs, actually, in the sort of spa area. Massages, facials and manicure, pedicure. Oh, I see. What, you want me to go with the camera there? And I suppose I could ask. I don't know if I'd want one myself. That's not really me, However, for the video, maybe, yeah, okay. She goes on to say, or you could, so you're asking me to do that? Yeah, okay. I mean, I suppose I could get get my mate to do one and film him having it done to him. She says, or you could perform a DIY at home with Chris. Beauty routine at home. I don't want to see you scrubbing your gums teeth if that's okay. I tell you what, I've got bad toenails. Do you want me to see me having those done? I get what, and it's only 1 foot. It keeps coming back. You know, the viruses underneath the toenails. And at the moment, I'm using ginger drops, what I got off Amazon. And every time I go swimming, I come back here, take my sock off while I'm having that and drip these things on. I don't think it's doing anything. I went to the chiropodist and he said, get this Lemsil spray or something like that. Lamosil, I think it might be called, something like that. Well, he said, but if it doesn't work, come back here and what I'll do, ready for this, is drill some holes into your nails so that the spray will get into them. Oh, I didn't like the sound of that, love. No. You can, if it's particularly bad, go to the doctor and have pills. And I went to the doctor. The only thing is my kidneys are a little bit weak. I think I've got, stage 3 kidney disease, which talking to another doctor isn't too bad, actually. Because you think, oh, that sounds terrible, stage 3. Well, this other doctor, the CT scan doctor, actually, you have to tell him these things before they do that. He said, well, actually, that's not too bad at all. In fact, a lot of that would be to do with your age. Oh, why didn't anyone tell me that? I sit there worrying about things all the time, don't you? Right? And the doctor, when I went in about the toenail problem, he said, look, I can give you some pills. He said, that will get rid of it, but your kidneys are already less function and you really don't want any chemicals, at least chemicals, going through your kidneys as possible. So I don't recommend it for you. If you want it, I'll write you a prescription. But if you just leave them as they are, they won't get any worse. It'll just be there. So I've kind of put up with that, really. You know, I don't want someone to drill holes in my bleeding nails. Thank you very much. Roy, do Winter Wonderland. Do the rides and get fleeced. No, won't be doing that. Thank you very much, Roy. In fact, that's one of the stories. I refused to go to Winter Wonderland. I saw someone else's TikTok video on Winter Wonderland last night, actually, while I was just drifting off to sleep. And they said it was just such a rip-off. Such a total rip-off, that Winter Wonderland in London. And it's packed. I bet there's people getting robbed left, right and centre there. Not only through the pickpockets, but through buying stuff. Drinks and things like that. What was it? He bought something that was like 17 quid? A burger or something like that. You know, you're not sitting down in a restaurant, love. A burger, probably in that polystyrene box thing. Oh, no. I ain't paying that. Don't think I'm going to do the Winter Wonderland, Roy. Sorry about that there. Yeah, there's a sausage story here somewhere. Here we are. Oh, hang on. Is that the right one there? No, that's there. Here, staggering cost of a sausage at UK's biggest Christmas market is slammed as rip-off as prices have been hiked again. And this is Manchester's Christmas market. It's not going to be dissimilar from the London one. Many were quick to criticise the increases. Stallholders have defended the move, citing the soaring costs hitting small businesses. The markets returned last week for their biggest ever showing across Manchester City Centre this weekend, taking over 10 zones this year. Lager was about £6.50 a pint. Well, I mean, that's comparable to a pub, isn't it? £6.50 a pint. Certainly is where I work, anyway. I'm just trying to find a name. Here we are. It's the German bratwurst sausages that are causing a stir with customers. This is in Manchester. While the market's most signature dish has remained steady in price on last year, staying at £8, the larger sausages and currywurst now set you back anywhere from £9 to £9.50, depending on the store. That's a lot of money, isn't it? For a hot dog? Is that a lot of money? Mind you, Odeon, you know. Odeon Cinema, they're quite dear. Marion wants to know, my little granddaughter says, do you remember her from the swimming? How is the swimming going? That's what I want to know, young lady. Of course I do. Are you still carrying on with your swimming there? I hope you are. Oh, it was the Eiffel Tower, was it? Okay, Eiffel Tower. I have actually been to the Eiffel Tower. I went up to the top, and I swore I'd never do that again. However, for the video, I may have to take a life-changing risk and go up there just for you, Marion, at some point. There you go, love. Actually, no. I think we're going... When I'm in Disney in Paris, there was 1 day left to go to Paris. I'm sure there was. So I think we might be going to the Eiffel Tower. So that may well happen quicker than I thought it would, Marion. All right, my love. Anyway, it does seem quite a lot of money for a blooming hot dog, doesn't it? £9.50. Debs, we could do a sketch. Oh, look, here we are. Some more here from Debs. Gray's Court. I don't know what that is. Gray's Court. Basildon Park. Oh, that sounds a bit rough. Is that full of chavs in grey tracksuits there? Basildon, what, in Essex? Basildon Court. Park. Is that Essex? Are those Essex people there? Mark, I might need you there, Mark Bowles, to protect me. You have to be my doorman there, because he's done that doorman work, Mark Bowles. And Downton Abbey. Yes, Downton Abbey. Thank you, Debs. Sky Garden Shard. Great ideas here. Shard. And the good news is, right, as these are for YouTube and possibly to make money, I think these might be tax deductible. My favourite words. Nothing illegal going on there, my dears. Tax deductible. Because it's specifically done to make YouTube videos to try and make a bit of cash. Happy days. Thank you, Debs. Mark says, I'm not letting it go. Get some White Spirit and get some more unboxing rubbish on. I can do another unboxing, but I'll have to order something. Unboxing videos. Would that be tax deductible? Unboxing something. If I want it for myself. Grey area, that one. Hello to Dre. Hello, Dre. Hello there. He's missing the karaoke. Come soon, DJ Dre, the sleigh. Can I get a big shout out, please? You've got it. DJ Dre, the sleigh. Thank you. Hampton Court Paris. Dean is mentioning that as well there. Hampton Court Palace. Thank you very much for that. Big G. Best genuine drag queen I met was Mrs. Moore, a.k.a. Little John. Absolutely brilliant person. And someone I knew, again, when he was a boy. And he would come, this is how old I am. All these people, they were little boys. Seriously. He used to come into the Black Cat where I was DJing. He had no interest in becoming a drag queen or anything like that. And he would come in and dance to my Monday night tunes. And when we played It's Raining Men, Little John, before he became Mrs. Moore, which is another drag queen, those of you that don't know, It's Raining Men, he'd go around and collect beer mats and tear them up into small pieces, right? And he'd have this stuff in his hand and he'd come on the stage, because everyone was dancing on the stage around me, which was just a delight. It really was. And I can remember standing there now thinking, you know, at some point this will all end. And it did. But you have the memories, don't you? You know. I can see myself, I can just see standing there now. Anyway, so he'd come on the stage and it would go, oh yeah, for the first time, at round about 10:30, for the first time in history. And he'd be on the stage now, it's going to start, it's raining men. And he'd throw all these little bits of paper up into the air. Barman used to go mad at the end because they'd have to sweep it all up. I never let him down. I never gave his name away there. Posh Drink Carl, me and Trey went to the London Christmas market. So is this the thing you're talking about? The Christmas thing Roy mentioned there. £8 for a hot chocolate. £8 for a hot chocolate. I tell you what, Posh Drink Carl, maybe you'll have the opportunity one day of having hot chocolate as made by my nephew's wife, Stacey. Oh my God. Sorry, must stop that. Oh my word. So she has the slow cooker. She buys bars of chocolate and cream, and it all goes in this thing. She stirs it. It is so delicious. But I'll tell you what, you won't manage a whole mug. It's just too much. It's too... I don't know what the word would be there. It's very nice, but... Oh, this is delicious. And then you think, I can't have any more of this. Proper hot chocolate. Not powder, dear. Powder out of a tin. None of that going on there. Thank you very much. Debs, National Trust houses. These are great ideas, Debs. What's the time? Blimey, it's 5 to 8. Where's that gone this night? And that gone quick. Blimey. Roy, just buy tons of stuff on Amazon, do the unboxing and send them back for a refund. Free content. Oh, I can't do that. No, it's like these people, they buy dresses, don't they? They buy dresses and send them back to Etsy or whatever it's called. It's just wrong, that is. It's very wrong. Jason Sun's there. Hello, Jason. Hi, Chris. He's listening to the show. I agree with what Gary said about Christmas. I don't watch crap TV programmes either. Thank you, Jason Sun. Thank you very much. Carl has sent me in picture of people who have had facial surgery. Oh, that's Jackie Stallone, isn't it? There. Is that her? Oh, God, look at his face. Look. I mean, be very careful, everyone. You know, you might start something you can't finish. Oh, dear. Oh, thank you, Carl. What else has he got here? Hang on. Carl says, another one on plastic surgery there. Oh, God. No. You see that? One more. Oh, that's AI. That's not real, that one. I'm not showing that. That's AI. That cannot be. No, it's AI, that one. That's obviously AI, that one. Any more messages very quickly, my darlings, okay? Because we're about to wrap up now. We don't seem to have done much that's on the list of things to talk about today, but that's okay. You know, we just roll this programme. It doesn't matter too much. Dean was 21 when he started going to the Black Cat. It was so early, isn't it? Deb's too rich. Yeah, I think probably the chocolate there. Too rich there. Far too rich. Okay, Scott is there. Hello to Mrs. Vicky and her dogs Lady and Casper. They're listening, watching for the first time. Welcome along, Scotty. You're lucky. I'm just glancing at the chat box there. I'm not usually in the chat box, Scotty. The best way to do it is to send a text on the text number there, okay? And hi, Emma. Emma! Is that her? Emma. There you go. I couldn't remember her name. I remember faces, but not names, unfortunately. Joe in Weymouth just sending in a little email there. Hi, Chris. Thanks again for a great show. New to your channel. Set the alarm so I didn't miss it. Did you really? Oh, where are you then? Are you somewhere else other than the UK? Just a matter of interest. Hope Zoe didn't mind sharing the hug, as I've been feeling a bit down lately. Oh, well, you haven't had a hug, Joe. I'm sorry, love. You can't have hugs from other people. You got to have your own one. Do you want me to squeeze? You want to squeeze? Come. There you go. All right. There you go. You have your own hug, Joe. Don't have to share hugs on this channel, my love. Okay. Joe says, hope Zoe made me feel better. How about the Tower of London? Joe from Weymouth, yeah? Tower of London. These are great ideas you're giving me here. See, I know other people do these things, but we all do it slightly differently. You know, everyone, you know, you could have 10 people going to, I don't know, review Downton Abbey, and every one of them would be different. Some people will go right away through the tiniest intricate details, you know, opening cupboards and saying, oh, there's this thimble and this, you know. Yeah, so it's great. And Posh Drink Carl, Black Cap opening summer. Summer now, is it? Oh, it keeps going backwards, doesn't it? Anyway, I think it's time to go. Any more messages on there? Let me have a look. Carl, we sent one more pic. I'm not showing that one, Carl. That's clearly fake. There we go. Right, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you ever so much for joining us on the show today. Now, don't forget, there's no show for you next Sunday because I'm in Paris. I am back the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that. Oh, we're all through December after that, okay? So just no show for you next Sunday because I'll be at the Disney Paris. I will be, of course, doing some films of myself, my beautiful nephew and his beautiful wife and his beautiful 2 little boys, okay? So we'll do some videoing of this. I'll do it all on here. I haven't got a special camera or anything on here, but I've got proper little microphones now, so you should be able to hear us a bit better. Once again, yeah, sorry we didn't get through much of the menu on there, but that's okay. You know, it just it kind of flows all right, and while you're sending in messages, we can read those out. Have a nice evening. If you're around tomorrow morning, gang, I do. Oh, hang on a minute. Am I doing that tomorrow? Because I've got an ultra scan tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, that's not till 12, yeah. So I'll be doing my little radio show tomorrow. That's where it is, okay? reachonair.com. If you just type in reachonair.com to your smartphone, computer, iPad, type in reachonair.com. When you've got the site up, there's a Listen Now button. Just click on that. A little box will open up and you can send in messages through that as well. Click the play, and it will play out for you, okay? There is no video if you watch it on there, though. If you want to watch the show as you're watching this on YouTube, you can't watch that on YouTube because it's copyright restriction. However, I use something called Twitch, which is very like YouTube. You can download that completely free of charge, set up your free account, all right? And then look for me on there. And my username is Chris Reardon UK. And just log on to there sometime around 9 a.m. Usually we kick off a little bit earlier on Twitch, and I've just got some music playing. And there's usually a clock. None of the clocks are working this morning. Tonight. There's usually a clock there telling you what time the show's going to start. And you'll see this up there tomorrow morning on Twitch. All right? And if you can't join us then, we'd also do Tuesday night. And there we are, Tuesday night. If you've got an Amazon device, you know, one of their little speakers, if you download the skill called Reach on Air, note how that is spent. The word reach and then another word on air, which is 2 words joined up, but that's how it looks on the skill, on the Amazon skill. So you go into your skills on Amazon, look for Reach on Air, enable that, then close it, and then you can just say to your Amazon thing, play Reach on Air, and it bursts into your speakers if you'd rather just listen and not watch. Okay? One more thing I meant to tell you is that you remember I told you last week... Oh, there's time in it. Oh, let me just finish. Remember I told you last week I'd mucked up a bit and I had lost UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. So I have now bought UnitedKingdomTalk.uk. Well, it turns out I hadn't lost it. What had happened is that I went on what I thought was my account, and it said it was parked and I didn't own it anymore. Someone else had steamed in and bought it when I failed to renew it. Well, it turns out, because I rang up the helpline, because I thought, this is funny, because I then got an email telling me it was going to be renewed. And I thought you told me I didn't have any. And so I rang up the helpline, who were very, very good helpline, 123 Reg, they're called. And he said, oh, you've got 2 accounts. Just a minute. Da-da-da-da-da. Yes, you do own it, but it's on the other account, so I didn't lose it after all. So there you go. Continue to use that if you want to. UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. All right? What an idiot. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, gang. Do have a little look at my sister and brother-in-law's channel now, Butler's Empire, which is on right now. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you on this show in a couple of weeks' time, all right? Thanks for watching and all your messages. Cheerio now.